Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. Certainly glad to have you today. And as always, we want to thank BTC Fiber for all their service. You can see these interviews on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as cable channel 18. And today we have with us Michael Walker. He's a circuit court clerk. And Michael, it's so good to have you today. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And before we get started, let's talk a little bit about a background on you, how long you've been in office and why you chose to do this.
Well, I've been in the office. This is my fourth term. Be 14 years, going on 15. There were several people come to me and asked me about the position, and I just kind of thought, why not? So we ran for it and got it, and then it's just kind of history from there.
Well, I guess you're doing a good job because you keep getting elected.
I appreciate that. I like to think we are anyway.
Well, and you stay. I guess some days are busier than others, but you stay pretty busy, don't you?
Yes, we stay busy with paperwork for sure. We handle in Sessions Court all your small claim on the civil side and all your criminal side as far as the arrest here in the county and orders of protection, and then on your circuit side, which all the larger cases, and then of course all your circuit criminal cases with your felony charges and so forth and so on.
And how often does you have court here in town?
We have Sessions Court the first Monday and the second and fourth Friday of every month. And then we'll have one circuit day. It's called plea and assignment. And we have a child support day. And then if we have any kind of jury trials or just civil trials of their own, they just put those in on any day that we're available.
Now, do you have to be present at every one of those?
Yes. What we do, we actually keep the paper. We're keeper of records. We keep all the paperwork that is filed in the cases. And then, of course, at the court date, we have to make sure that the file and all the paperwork is there properly.
So, in other words, when the judge is ready to have his case, he looks at your paperwork and says, here's what we're here about.
Yes, that's correct.
Here's the case.
Yes.
And then you have to keep all the records and make sure the decisions and everything.
That is, and once the case is disposed, we'll go and enter it in the computer. Of course, we enter the case in to start with in the computer. And then once it's disposed, you go back and dispose the case in the computer and keep the record of what the disposition is.
Now, when you started, you said this is your fourth term?
Yes, sir.
When you started, probably years ago, they probably did everything by hands to the computer.
Well, lucky for me, it was all computerized when I got here. But we have several books. It's all handwritten, and it was I couldn't imagine handwriting it all now. But yes, we have books with old books. It's got all the old records in those books.
Now imagine if you had to handwrite it, you'd have to have more staff where
you would, yes, for sure. Yeah, it'd be bad if you had to handwrite it now, which obviously the county's grown and they're more civil and criminal. Unfortunately, more criminal probably, but yeah, it would be bad if you had to handwrite it all now.
So your office actually works with all the local attorneys, or works with the Sheriff's Department, Police Department?
That is right. Yeah, we work closely with all those, but attorneys in the county and surrounding counties, and outside the counties as well, the surrounding counties. But yeah, we will actually, with the Sheriff's Department, we have to work closely with them. We have to sign their warrants. Like when they do a warrant, they call us and we come in, or they come to us and have to swear to the warrant and sign it, and that's how that procedure gets done for the inmate to be booked in. So.
Well, and that sometimes I guess that can be busy sometimes.
It can be, yes. It can be very busy, yes.
It's not always 9 to 5, is it?
That's a fact for sure, yeah. It's just whenever, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, I know, of course, they can't always determine that, so it's not like they do it on purpose.
Oh, yeah, no. It's just done, whenever the crime's committed, as far as that goes, it's when that has to be done.
And now, how many people do you have that work with you in your office?
I have 3 girls that works in the office, plus myself.
So they're all full time?
Yes, they are.
I imagine with all the records you keep, they keep them busy.
Yes, we have plenty of paperwork. We have a lot of paperwork.
So it's not like you're going to take a day off and not have anything to do.
Unfortunately, not. No, it's kind of like farming. There's always something to do.
Yeah, and. So that keeps you hopping pretty much, and I guess sometimes an attorney or even the police will come up to you unexpected and say, "Hey, I need this." And,
oh yeah, yeah. Anytime they need anything, we'll keep the records for them. Obviously, they have copies and stuff, but if they need the original copy or a certified copy, they have to come to us for that.
So that keeps you busy.
It sure does, yes. Yeah.
Well, and have you seen a change in your office over the years? You've been there now 4 terms. Have you seen a change? Has it grown more busy or?
Yes, it has been, and it's also getting. I wouldn't say we're going paperless, but it's a lot of it is leaning. I guess for an example, when I started, we probably faxed about everything that someone needed to an attorney. Now it's most of the time it's email, so
Yeah.
we'll scan it in, and it's just we just instead of having to get up and go pull the file and fax it in, we're able to scan now and just email it. Makes it a lot more
So
easier.
it is. You stay busy, but it's a lot easier to do your work.
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah.
So I guess that makes you feel better, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. Time where you can just email instead of having to get up and go pull the file, fax it, and put the file back up. It's just kind of right there at our desk, so we can just email it to you.
So that I know that probably makes you feel better. Of course, your big days are court days, I guess.
They sure are. Yeah, we're probably preparing for court days is our biggest days, making sure everything's there the day before, everything's in order, so when we get in court, it does run smoothly.
Right, because if it's not in order, you could really mess up a case, couldn't you?
Yes, yeah. It's just always best to have it in order.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to judge on your own.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
No, so it's really because you're looking at court documents. You're looking at you got to make sure everything's by the law, and so it's a pretty. I guess at times could be hectic, but you have to make sure everything's done right.
That is correct. Yes, and make sure you make sure all your paperwork is where it's supposed to be.
I mean, it's not like somebody can say, "Well, you missed an address or you put a wrong letter or number." Yours has to be detailed.
Yes, that's for sure. That is for sure.
And you ever had a judge get on to you?
Well, I would say so. Yes.
Well, not much. So.
Not bad. No. This.
I'm just kidding anyway. But with your job, you probably. I'm sure you're glad when it's quitting time. You're ready to go home.
For sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Always.
Because you're staying busy most of the day, right?
We do, yeah. And a lot of times, we get phone calls probably. We get phone calls all hours of the night, to be honest with you, from the sheriff's department, with the deputies needing a warrant or something signed. So, and we don't mind that. That's what, we knew that when we took the job. So
right, that's just part of it.
That's just part of the job.
Yeah, and but you'd rather it not be that.
Well, it'd be nice if it wasn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you get those all hours of the night too sometimes.
Yes, for sure.
Do you have to come here and do the work, or do you,
Well, we will either meet the officer, or we'll go to the jail, or the officer will come to the house. A lot of times they'll come to the house. It just depends on what part of the county they're in and how fast they need it. But they're pretty good about coming to me now.
So they work with you quite a bit.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's good to know because it seemed like that would be if you had to come back here to the office all the time, that'd be a pain.
Yeah, it used to be. When we first started, we kind of got everybody on the same page now, and it makes it a lot easier for me.
I'm sure, because that would be inconvenient, I guess.
Yes,
if it's that way, you had.
It was a lot of times. Yes.
Yeah, because you'd have to get up, get dressed,
come
down here, and
that's right.
So that's not a fun thing. Well, what have been some highlights of your job that you've really enjoyed?
Well, I enjoy helping the people. When somebody comes in, one thing about my office is most time you come see me, it's not on the best terms. You're always whether it's a civil case, divorce, or you've been arrested for something, or it's not. We don't get a lot of people to stop by and say hello. It's just they're always in some kind of a not the best state. And just being able to help them and let them understand what's going on, and why they're actually here is the main thing. Right.
I mean, you can't help if they get in trouble with law.
No, we can't help that.
But you can help ease that pain a little bit.
Yeah, we try to, let's let them understand, especially on a civil case, just a lot of times, there are a lot of good people that have civil issues, and they just, sometimes they just don't understand it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's been times when with civil issues, that things that happen that neither party really wanted, it just happened.
That is
they're
correct.
having to be there, and you have to sit down and to explain it to them.
That is correct. You're exactly right. Yes.
So that I know that's not always fun, because sometimes people they're actual friends. So maybe something happens where they have to by insurance or whatever. You have to go to law, go to court. And,
that is correct. Yeah, and most people don't like to be in court.
No.
I think a few do because we have some regulars that come on the criminal side, but most of the time, nobody really wants to be in court.
No. I know I've been up here for a traffic ticket years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. It hadn't been a while, so you learned your lesson. Right?
yeah. That was a long time ago. But anyway, we won't talk about that. I didn't like that trooper. But anyway, I guess I was speeding. But anyway.
Right.
But well, and your staff, I'm sure they keep you going, and they stay.
Yeah, I have a really good staff now. They work hard and they do their job, and if for some reason I'm not here, I don't have to worry about the office. I know it's been taken care of. And
I think one time I was here and you weren't here, and they were real nice. I just come by to check on our interview we had.
Right.
And,
yeah.
Well, good. And well, is there any downsides to your job? I know there's not probably a negative in everything.
Yeah, you're right. They are always a negative, but I'd say the biggest downfall is, I don't mind it at all, but I guess the biggest downfall would be going out and signing the warrants,
Yeah.
Or maybe, somebody having to serve some papers on someone
Yeah, I imagine that would be kind of
it's a little,
tough.
Yeah, right.
But you got to do it because it's your job.
That's exactly right. Yes, that's for sure.
It's not personal. It's just
the job. Yes.
Just the job. And has there ever been a time you thought about, man, I wish I didn't have to do this?
I'm sure there have been, yes. But, for sure, just like serving a paper, having to get with a friend or something that's done, that's civil or criminal or whatever, that, you wish you didn't have to deal with your friend over doing something like that.
Right. And I'm sure with this office, and of course you being here, you've probably known people from school and things. You see them, and, know. And,
for sure.
And I know as a teacher, I've seen kids, and as they get older, and I see them in the paper,
Right.
And
yes.
It kind of it bothers me that some, cause
I would think it would most people,
Yeah, but you just go out and do your job and treat them nice, and
that's all you can do. Yeah.
And because I imagine most people don't really get mad at you; they get upset at themselves, probably.
I would say you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or sometimes I might get upset at the police officer.
Yeah, we have a few that gets upset with us, but they're if they do, it's just something we can't do, and they want us to do it, and we just can't do it, and sometimes they'll get a little upset, but we try to make them understand why we can't do it. And
so basically, in your job, you try to educate people too when they come to your office and they're asking questions, because probably most of them don't understand your office.
And that's true, and we can't give legal advice. We're not attorneys, so probably the biggest reason people mostly get upset is because they're wanting legal advice, and we're not attorneys, so we can't give legal advice, and they think we should be able to.
Yeah.
That a lot of times gets people upset.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that would if you didn't understand the system.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, you can't give legal advice because it would if you tried to, it'd get you in trouble.
That's exactly right. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Because then the judge say, "Who told you that?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be careful on that end.
That's right.
And
sure.
You probably can tell them where to go, but not.
That's what we try to do. Yeah. That's what we do. It's not what we try to do. It's what we do.
They're just trying to save some money instead.
Yeah. You can't blame a person for trying to save money.
But sometimes you have to go to those attorneys stuff because they're the ones that know the law.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And not that you don't know the law, but you just.
Well, that's what they went to school for it and got their.
They know the ins and outs.
That's exactly right. Yes.
And well, I'm gonna say do you stay pretty busy on a monthly basis? You have, I guess what I'm trying to say, are there some months you get busier than others? Or?
Not really. No, it's pretty steady year round. Of course, during the holidays, a lot of the civil will slack off because some of the attorneys, take vacation around their court dates, and the civil slack off, but the criminal, it's pretty much a steady flow year round, no matter what month or date it is.
Yeah, I guess no holidays.
They don't take a break. No. They just keep on.
But I guess I understand that. Well, is there anything about your job that I guess the thing you like most, I guess, is just helping people and helping them understand what's going on?
That's right. Yes, that's the most. Yeah, I think it's an important part of the job to, get people to understand why you can or can't do something.
Because I imagine most people, when they come to your office, of course, they would be like me. I wouldn't know all the legal aspects of what I could do, what I can't do. I'd need someone to say, here's what you got to do, or here's where you need to go.
Right, yeah. And that's what we do, We'll try our best to point you in the right direction.
And like you say, some people don't like that because you can't give them legal
That's
advice.
exactly right. You're right.
But I guess that's understandable. They know, at least they'll understand that when they leave, I guess.
Yeah, we try to get them to. Some, I think, may not understand it, but we try to get them to understand. The reason we can't tell them what to file or what they need to file is because we're not attorneys.
And what all courts do you cover?
We sessions and circuit.
Sessions and circuit.
Yes.
So that keeps you busy then.
It does. It sure does. Yes.
Then where does this may be out of your where does the juvenile court? Do they go through a different?
It's Miss Rhonda Seal. She's just next door there. Of course, Judge Upchurch will hear that, but it is a different court. Yes.
Different court, different whole nother ballgame.
Yes. Yes.
So you're glad you don't have that.
That's for sure. Yes, that is.
That'd just be an added workload.
Yeah.
Would it?
We help her a little bit on some things. I mean, she works with us, and we work with her. If she needs help or we need help, she'll come, and we'll come help her as well. So.
Well, I imagine sometimes their cases might intermingle.
They do a lot. They do a lot. Yes.
So that I can see working together, because if you didn't, it'd be a lot of work
It would
either on
be.
you or on her.
Yeah, it'd be like doing double the work part of the time. So yes.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you haven't told us about your job you'd like to tell us?
I don't think so. I think you covered it pretty good. We appreciate y'all coming out for the interview.
Well, we wanted everybody to. We're doing this special, of course, as I mentioned earlier, of all the county office holders, and we want people to understand what you do and how you go about your job and a little bit about the job,
Right.
so they understand, so they can get a better understanding of your job.
Right. Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all are doing that.
Might make your job easier.
It may. And if they ever have a question, they can give us a call. We're here to answer any question they may have.
Right. And how can they get in touch with you?
They can give us a call at the office. It's a 447-6488, or my email is michael.walker@tncourts.gov.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I do appreciate your time today, and I know you're busy, and appreciate you taking out your time for us.
Well, we appreciate y'all as well.
All right. And as always, you can see this interview on BTC Fiber's YouTube page and BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. So until next time, have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.